Hi, I wanted to make a quick video about some things that happened to me when I went raw. And raw vegan, that is. And that's fruit, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, not raw meat. Oh, God, no raw meat. Not me. So, a few things. Yeah, of course, if you've watched my videos, you've seen that I had HS, hidradenitis, and a pseudotumor, which is pressure on the brain. And so a few things when I just started incorporating more fruits and vegetables at first into my diet because I wasn't ready to get rid of a lot of things. Plus, and it wasn't just that. I had a lot of emotional things to work through so I could transition into getting my life back together, which for me, that's the way it was. Just straight up. I had the emotional stuff to work through, and then everything else just fell into place. It doesn't happen for everybody, but that is my true story. And so after, I had to go, I first got a therapist. Then I started just incorporating, because we weren't really big vegetable eaters or fruit eater. I wasn't. I don't really care for fruit, or I didn't at the time. That was just every once in a while I'd pop a grape, eat an apple, maybe not even a whole apple, because no, that wasn't me. Now vegetables, I love my vegetables, but let me clarify loving my vegetables. I love my vegetables with a whole lot of butter. I love my vegetables. Like the first time I seen kale and somebody was telling me that they juiced it, I was like, and you're not going to put hot grease over it? I'm sorry, but my family was from Eastern Kentucky, and that was true country there. That's, yeah, you go out in the fields and you pick the stuff to eat it, but we would tear it up and yeah, we destroy it in the kitchen with adding everything else to it. And yeah, there was a reason it tasted so good. I was like, ooh, I love kale, and people looking at me like, you love some kale. Well, heck yeah, how you fix it? Because the way my grandma fixed it, she had that hot bacon grease on the stove that she would save for special occasions like kale. It was called wilted lettuce. But you not everybody, and I will say this: there are a lot of people that can eat like crap and don't have anything wrong with them. Now I don't know how in the heck that's possible. That's not me. That's not the way my body is working. So I had to figure something else out. So I was like, okay, I've had all these surgeries, had everything else go on. Let's try the fruits and vegetables. I'll just add some more in there. So because I couldn't eat the fruit, couldn't eat it. And, thinking about it now, it's just so funny because I love fruit now. I love grapes, love lemons, love oranges. But I would make smoothies. Smoothies are, yeah, I could do smoothies. Smoothies is cool. Bananas, and I would buy the bag of frozen fruit. So a couple of bananas, a cup of frozen fruit, and water, and that would be my fruit. I knew I had to get fruit in. That's how I got my fruit in because I wasn't a big fruit eater. Um, then vegetables, I love salads, so with ranch dressing, yeah. Um, I didn't say I did it totally all the right way in the beginning. I had to do it my way. My way until I was ready to let go of everything else. Now we did try a lot of raw foods. Oh my gosh, chocolate desserts never taste. I love chocolate cake. I know there was a time when I would tell everybody send chocolate cake to Kentucky. And I have never tasted chocolate that tasted so good, which I don't. Anything that's a stimulant now, which we'll get into that later, but if it's a stimulant, I stay away from it because that was one of my addictions, is stuff that stimulated. And I tend to stay away from anything that stimulates. The only thing right now that is coffee. I'm trying very, very hard. That is, yeah. So I can't really say I'm 100% anything because I still have coffee in my life. 1 cup every morning. Yeah. All right, so there you go. There's something about caring. But in the beginning, that's the way I did my fruit. I had a smoothie. I would do a green juice. I started tweaking the green juices to make them where they were like, ooh, I really like these green juices. So, I would add peppers. I would spice it up where it tasted like a V8, without all the salt. If I did want salt, I learned what vegetables gave me that, where I wouldn't be eating the wrong way. So I would do the celery. Celery is great. And Swiss chard. Swiss chard is like off the charts with if you're having a salt thing. So do your research. That's what I did. I mean, Alyssa Cohen, she was awesome. I read her books. I read so many books when I first got started that I was overwhelmed because everybody had their own different philosophy about what raw vegan is, what you should and should not do. And for me, if you want to get healthier, just take the baby steps to get healthier. I wouldn't worry about what everybody else says. You need to do it for you. Do your research. I listen to everybody and anybody. I, I made my own choices. I don't necessarily take everything they say to heart. My family still eats a lot of things that, I'm not going to tell them not to. That's like a surefire way of them saying, well, the heck with you, Mama. I'm not ever going that way. And I would never tell my friends that either. And there's just no way. No way I would ever do that. I just know what works for me. And that's all I can testify to is that. If I eat meat, I break out. My head swells. I mean, my kids have seen it, how I will slip up. Like I ate a piece of pizza during Julianne's party. And I took the cheese off, thinking, well, if I take the cheese off, I would still be okay. Well, guess what? The next day, I had head pressure so bad. Well, wait, I had pizza and I had some frosting. I had frosting, cream cheese and chocolate frosting, which, yeah. Temptation got the best of me and detox kicked my ass the next day. My head swelled so bad, the kids were scared because it's been a really long time since my head has swelled that bad. And then my underarms started swelling. I was like, this is ridiculous. And all I did was have, a piece of pizza, and it's because I've been eating so clean. I mean, 74 days on the master cleanse, and that was nothing but lemon water, getting myself all clean, and then I jacked up. And, and I was eating very clean, was starting off with orange juices and soups and just keeping it really clean. And then I go and I jack it up with some pizza and some frosting. Yeah. But sometimes we do need that butt kick to get back in gear, to remind us of why we're doing it. It's not a walk in the park when you first get started. It is great. And if you are ready for what's to come, and embrace it, because you did all this to yourself. You took all the medication. You did all the surgeries. You gotta get yourself back clean again. And in order to get yourself back clean again, you're gonna have to go through the hell. You're gonna have to relive some demons. And some of them demons come with minions. And some of them minions and the demons come with the devil himself. You got to be ready to prepare and to fight that. Not everybody has to go through that. I had to go through that, and I'm still going through some of it. I have lumps of lactic acid that builds up in my legs that sometimes at night I cry and rub out. It's getting better, so I know it's moving out of my system. And I know a lot of people are like, why would you even do that to yourself? I don't understand it. Why would I take the Accutane, the Adderall, the Vyvanse? Why would I take hydrocodone? Why would I take Darvocet, Demerol? No difference. It's just this way I'm trying to get myself cleaned up. My body back motivation station. Lymphatic, cleaning the nation. That's what I want. And so I just wanted to make a video to let everybody know that it isn't a walk in the park, that everybody's seeing the halfway coming back to life, Karen, but it was too hard to make the videos when it wasn't so pleasant. There was days where I couldn't even make it up out of bed. And I mean, it's no different. You suffer from any disease, you know exactly what I'm talking about, where you can't make it up out of the bed, let alone go to the bathroom. Going to the bathroom is a major chore. You know what I'm saying. You go through any type of disease that's debilitating, you know exactly what I'm saying. Sometimes you just got to do whatever it takes. I mean, you did whatever it took when you took all the medication and started going to all the doctors. Why not do something like this? that you don't have to sign a paper stating that you could die or your brain could explode. I mean, that stuff pretty much messed me up. I'm still trying to come off of all that stuff, and I still have surges of it that comes back up in my life. You gotta make a choice. My choice was this. I choose life. So there you go, another choose life video. Word up. Bye guys, y'all have a good night.